Okay. Let's get all of this done. I am starting. And I apologize for my lateness. Ladies and gents, welcome to your favorite Asian robot stream. Apologies, I was dealing with my cough and my lungs this morning. But I decided to stream anyway because, you know what, I have to get used to it. I can't make excuses, nor do I want to be an invalid. So, here I am now. Let me get some nice cozy rain sounds. That's perfect. Good, good, good. Now to share it to my Discord. And, of course, to my Twitter. Yeah. Enjoy yourself, Kenzo. Yes, indeed. Hello, Boog. Good to see you. Thank you guys for liking the stream. Excuse the coughing. Welcome, welcome. Like the stream, share the stream if you can. Kevin, welcome. And don't forget to vote in our lovely poll today. You see, just to give context if anyone doesn't know, some players have been saying that because vulnerable exists in the game, they want it removed because it's reducing build diversity. Quite frankly, I disagree with this, obviously. No. It's not talked about by devs. I want to make that clear. It's something players are requesting because, and I've mentioned this several times on stream, but as should be clear to you all, vulnerability is and always will be in the current state a necessity for builds. Yes. You can disagree, explain your reasoning. I want to hear your reasoning for your agreement or disagreement. I'm neutral on the subject, I don't really care. But yes, there are players who say that because vulnerability is basically the be-all and end-all of builds, as I've said before myself, they want it removed so that basically there is more forced build diversity. I have some thoughts on the matter that will go out in a video essay, okay, at some point. If I decide to, because I'm also trying a new game this week before the new season drops called Exo Primal. I'm quite excited about that. But basically, that is what some of these players feel, and of course I, like you, also don't think that that's a solution, but I have my own reasons. So what is your reason for disagreement? I want to hear that. Let us never discuss that, Luchu Train, thank you, because that is disgusting. I don't even want to think about that. Diablo's Diablo. Let us not try and mix two things that should never be mixed, eh? Indeed. Which is why, if you disagree, what is the alternative solution? If we keep vulnerable the way it is, right? And playing devil's advocate, the counterpoint that everyone is putting across is that if we don't remove vulnerable from the game, basically every character has to build around it because, and this is also something I'll cover in another video essay, vulnerable is a multiplier in its own bracket. If you don't know about the damage buckets, for those that do not know, I'm not saying Zane doesn't know, but I'm just saying for those that do not know about the damage buckets, Vulnerable is by itself in its own category, which means that it multiplies anything before it. So, as a multiplier, it is a very powerful effect, above and beyond what other effects can do. You see, much like it almost acts as another crit, pretty much, which is the reason for the problems. Because basically, since it is an easily achievable multiplier for several classes such as the Necromancer, they are considered superior in terms of PvE because they can immediately inflict it and then destroy mobs. Did I say anyone was getting a nerf? As per the poll, players are requesting vulnerability be removed from the game. I want to know your thoughts on the matter. That's all. I never said anyone was getting a nerf. Hello, Cheshire. I agree, Zane. I agree. But you see, changing that damage system is just another step in the same problem, because I feel that players are always going to make something stronger than another thing because it is in the player's nature to find the most OP way of doing things. You know, I think we can all agree on that. We all want to be powerful in these games. But what I feel is that because vulnerability is so accessible across all classes, that seems to be the target of all the players' anger, but they never seem to understand that there are a multitude of multipliers in the game. However, if we remove one, right, we will see a drastic decrease in our damage. I think having a chance to hit with and inflict vulnerable is pretty much already the case for some characters. Doing so across the board might affect characters that are unbalanced because they have lower baseline damage. An example would be the Sorcerer and the Rogue, to an extent, both suffer from this. So far, based on the current votes, everybody overwhelmingly votes for no, which I agree with. Don't forget to like the stream, by the way, guys. And thank you for attending and voting. Don't forget to explain your choices, if you can. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from the player base because, you see, I think that there are some very negative people out there that are trying to push the idea that balance issues will be solved simply by removing things. But we all know, and of course as a game partner for other games, I have always spoken about this, and Luchu Train knows what I'm talking about, but basically, I've always spoken on this topic and stated one thing. Removal is never a solution unless something is so broken that it cannot be fixed, but I think that this is far from an unfixable situation. Yesterday when I posted my video essay, did you know that somebody came up with a very clever solution that I hadn't really thought about? You know, I can't remember what exactly it was, but I do recall praising that person for coming up with a solution. In fact, let me have a look right now, and we can check it out. I look forward to seeing what the patch will be on the 18th, River, unless you have an early access to it somewhere or somebody has put up the actual patch notes, which they shouldn't be able to do unless the devs have told them it's okay to release early, which makes no sense. But if you have an actual source that states the actual patch notes coming on the 18th, please give it to me. I would love to cover it. Let me take a look at yesterday's video for a second. Aha. So somebody called Sophian actually gave quite an interesting alternative. Oh, it's Jason leaving that stated this. Basically, they stated that if instead, like for the unique items I'm talking about, right? which I talked about yesterday in my video. For the unique items, why not just change uniques that are necessary for builds into legendaries, and then let the legendary aspects that are less used become uniques, you see? Which I thought was a clever solution to our unique problem for the druid, because the druid's uniques are so core and necessary that it makes no sense having them locked away as legendaries. Then by that same token, sorry, it makes no sense having them locked away as uniques. By that same token, you know, maybe somebody can come up with a clever solution for vulnerability. No, they said they're nerfing all the meta builds, but they didn't put the actual patch notes in yet, right? Because as far as I recall, River, this is just for the sake of clarity, I remember that the devs stated specifically they are nerfing unintentionally high damage, not necessarily meta builds. I believe they are nerfing the, for example, druid builds that are dealing unintentionally high damage, etc, etc. Especially the ones taking advantage of double dipping, things like that. So I do recall that being mentioned, but not that they're nerfing the meta builds, which might be a bit of an overstatement. But I'll wait till I actually see the patch notes. Because nerfing unintentionally high damage is fine, which I'm okay with. Nerfing classes for no reason, I am against. And I've always been against it. All the multiplicative damage that goes crazy is not Bone Spear Necro, mate. Or at least to my knowledge, it's not the Bone Spear Necro. I believe it's the Hammer Barb and the Shred Druid, because there are external multiplicative damages. Now, for the Bone Spear Necro, understandable, there's one thing that they could probably nerf, and that's Serration. Serration has an unintended multiplier effect, so that could be nerfed. Whoa, careful with that. Careful with that. Alright. Let's just remove that, because it's very close to a certain no-no word that's against TOS. Hello, Mind Freak. You should be attending every day, my friend, regardless of what day it is. But no, I'm just playing this because it's something to do while talking with the chat, and I don't have to pay attention. Yes, good. Thank you, River. Remember, YouTube terms of service are not so kind to your friend here, huh? But yes, we'll see if they're Bone Spear nerfs. I mean, if they really do nerf Bone Spear, then I guess the only real solution is the freaking Mendel Summoner, which can still be done. I won't sweat it too much. I would still play a Necro because it is relatively, and I say this with all the hope in my heart. It is not too cheesy. But hopefully they're nerfing the Mendel instead of the Bone Spear. If they nerf Ice Shard Sorcerer, the Sorcerer will be unplayable. So if all the nerfs are coming tomorrow, they're going to have a hell of a time doing damage control, especially when Overwatch is already unpopular. I can certainly say that. So, yeah. That is not going to be very good. Sorc is already the weakest class, and there's only one playable build. Hey, let's all play Ice Shards. Like, homie. Yo. Hey, yo. You get what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I personally think that that's fairly silly. But we shall see, we shall see. They want all builds to be viable, but none of these builds are viable at all. Like, have they seen how trash some builds are? Just take a look at Pulverized Werebear. Like, bro, unless built very, very specifically and dependent on 2 uniques, you can't do shit. If they want all builds to be viable, there's no viable build for the Sorcerer. Unless you want your Sorcerer to be stuck doing just low-level shit for a very long time. Because the Sorcerer, as it is, with no other build, right? Can they even come close to doing the 10, 20 levels above them that the other classes already do? But yes, as it seems, 12 votes for no. Don't forget to like the stream, by the way, guys. If you're amongst the first 100 viewers, please, I'm asking you, I'm appealing to you guys. If you support a creator like me, hit the like button as soon as you come into stream. It tells the YouTube algorithm that my content is worth somebody's time, which means that I get more recommendations. I don't get more immediate viewers, but more people get recommended my content. And if you care about me, you want to help me for free, I ask of you, in fact, I dare say, in this tough winter month where I'm struggling right now, I beg of you, please hit the like button for me. Thank you. I would be very grateful. No, Arclash is not bad, but it's not great either. Don't forget, I have an Arclash Sorcerer. I assessed whether it could be competitive. And let me tell you, it was not really competitive. Thank you, Greyfeather. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Hitting that like button is a serious, serious help. Hey, Pen. So, yes, I think that what they feel right now and what the player base is feeling, and possibly this is coming from very bitter people, is that all this talk of nerfs, all this discussion about, you know, things need changing, nerfs. What is so wrong with dealing a lot of damage? What they should be nerfing are unintentional ways that the average player cannot compete with. You see, I've already mentioned it. We need to take into account the players that only play for a certain amount of time per day. 2 to 3 hours for the average individual. Right? Assuming you're not one of the hardcore people who can play hours and hours every day. The biggest thing that I feel is that they're not caring for the people with the biggest spending power who are going to be even more turned off on spending. At most they'll buy a battle pass, but instead of selling skins, mounts to them, you're making people unexcited for the game. That's not the way. You see? So while I ask everybody to hold their horse until the actual patch notes so we can have a thorough discussion on nerfs and stuff like that, because I never trust dev words beforehand. I know from personal experience, though I won't disclose how, that sometimes devs change things even before the actual patch notes, especially if they have a system where they discuss things with active partners, stuff like that. I should know because this has happened to me on several occasions. Some of you may understand what I mean about that. Those that don't question, because I'm not allowed to say anyway. But quite frankly, I feel that if they're going to nerf anything at all, let's see what the actual changes are, and then we can rant and rave about it subsequently, which I think we should. Because it is very, very important to understand that, you know, there are things in this game that are not fixed, and they are very, very bad. They need to be fixed. I do not know such details, Mindfreak. Wait until Battle.net has the detail itself. Or if you know, share it with everybody else. As you know, I am not partnered with this game. I have no special access, so all I can tell you guys is what I see on Battle.net. Or in cases like this, I bring across discussions. Now, of course, you should all be emailing Blizzard every day to make me a partner, by the way, if you want to help out. But, and of course, that would mean that I can get you news faster, but basically, I do like to read discussions about this game quite often. And this was one of the topics, that's why it's a voting poll today, that I wanted to talk about. This is one of the topics. People see vulnerable damage as a big problem. Whereas I think all of us here understand that it's not. Because the vast majority of us here on this channel are not no-lifers who watch certain streamers play 24 hours a day. We are not hikikomoris, we are not neats, we have lives. I myself care for my parents. You know, it's a busy thing. And I feel that it is difficult, you know. Hello, newbie. Any reason I'm playing bear for farming? No, this is just this is a continuation of yesterday's test. I'm just quietly testing the unique farming on my druid. If you looked at yesterday's video as well as yesterday's stream, that is what I was testing, and of course the results were not encouraging. So I figured that while having discussions with you guys, I may as well chat, chill, and do more farm testing. But yes, coming back to the topic, I think players feel that vulnerable damage. Now, you see, for those that don't know about the multiplier buckets, vulnerable damage is in its own bucket, which means it multiplies all other types of damage. This is what, and I will have another video out on this as well so that more people can understand. But basically, for those that don't understand how damage multiplication works in this game, the more multiplier brackets you have, the more your damage increases, because you're multiplying damage on damage on damage, you see? So it provides a greatly, drastically increased effect. This is very useful for hitting astronomical numbers, as several videos will show, like, oh my god, I hit 1 billion damage with this janky ass build that I probably paid $500,000 for. Alright? But the point of all that is that these creators have found ways to break the game effectively. And Diablo, and of course the devs are taking a knee-jerk reaction to this when, and somebody actually summarized this very well on Reddit, only 0.5% of players will ever be able to imitate builds like that because they do not have the resources or time to even farm something like that. So, you know, Blizzard is pre-nerfing, which makes no sense. Other users, of course, defended the action and said it makes sense because that way we're all playing a fairer, even game. But the thing is, why do I want to play a fair, even game? RNG, Greyfeather, RNG. Yep, absolutely, River. It's very niche. And most players cannot access them, so why are they so upset? And what I am concerned about, ladies and gents, is the unintended consequences. And sorry, I did not see what River said about Tree of Whispers. Luchu. People tired or done with Tree of Whispers? I never do Tree of Whispers, dude. I only do it to get my first Nightmare Sigil, which was explained in my Paragon video, if you check that out. Exactly, Pen. I'm hoping so. Right? That's what I'm hoping so. Because, you see, a lot of people take what the devs say negatively, but so far they've done a good job. That's why earlier I also called and said, let's wait till the actual patch drops. Wait till the robot makes his judgment. Right? Let's not get too hyped up. Because we all know how prevalent clickbait is in games like this. Wait till the actual patch notes and I will pronounce my judgment after that. Of course, whether you agree or disagree with my judgment, you know, you're free to come to your own conclusions. But I will pronounce my judgment when the actual patch drops on whether or not it was a good move or bad move. Yes, I will explain the numbers in with some easy theory. I won't give you guys the exact formula because that's too complex even for my brain, but I will give you guys an overview of damage buckets, things like that, about vulnerability and all that. I am planning a video on it, probably tomorrow instead of today, but I will plan a video on it and get it done, because my concern about all these discussions on Reddit, and look, some of you are new here, so you don't know my feelings on Reddit, but Reddit to me is basically run by the people that have nothing better to do than spend 10 hours a day on an internet forum discussing things for a game they don't even play anymore. Because if they were busy playing the game, they would be on the game instead of on Reddit. Yet you'll notice that they spend all of their time replying to Reddit comments, they spend all of their time on Reddit, not in the game. I don't think they're even players at this point. Whereas us normal folks, I'm a content creator, but I'm also a normal folk because I have other games to play. In case you guys do not know, the First Descendant has already given me a partnership. I'll be playing that during the open beta in August. I plan on trying out Exoprimal. I have a lot on my plate, not just Diablo. That's why I'm going to have an on-season for Diablo and an off-season for Diablo. Alright, I've always been a variety content creator. I have other partnerships lined up as well that will be coming during the year. This is something we all need to understand. So I'm like you guys. I work a job. Content creation is my job. I don't have all day to play on Diablo. And I'm not, even in other games where I'm a partner, right? I've told people as much. I'm not the type of person that will spend 60 hours on Darktide. I will not play Darktide like it's my full-time job. Like some of these people out there, we all know this one person, all right? I call him Phalopots. But he spends so much time on Darktide that he's got perfect rolls on his plasma gun and dares to tell me that, you know, this thing is wrong, that thing is wrong. No, no, no. You see, Phalopots and losers like him are the exact problems with video games. You know, and thankfully he's not on this game. Otherwise, you know, he'd probably start another drama or some stupid shit like that. But case in point, people don't think about the average gamer enough. People don't think about the average player enough. But for me, the average player is crucial. Most of my revenue on stream does not come from hardcore players. They don't even have any money to spend on my stream. It comes from the average person like River, who works a job, works hard at it, and, you know, they toss me a few tips every now and again, you know, when they can, and I'm very grateful for that. People like Zane who do the same. People like my Cawthorne who do that. And these are the people I need to look after because they're my people. I may be nobody to Blizzard, but you guys aren't nobody to me. You guys are my viewers. You guys are my lifeblood. You guys are the ones I am here to look after as a content creator for the average person. That's why I get angry and upset when people, hardcores, don't think. They're ne'er-do-wells. They're neats. They don't do anything but play video games. They've never gotten any real-world experience. They're probably raging at their parents instead of taking care of them. I look after my parents. I'm sure many of you do the same. These people live on Reddit. They're not like you and me. They're not normal. They're abnormal. Sorry if that offends them. But they're not normal. And the problem is, they don't think about the normal people. I'm tired of normal people being trampled in video games because some hardcore fella, you know, who just happened to get lucky with their streaming and became popular, now has 20,000 other ne'er-do-wells following them. And then they all say that this is overpowered. But how many people get a chance to play that overpowered build? Let me ask you that genuine question. How many people have actually constructed said overpowered build with like 15 billion damage in it? Most of us are barely struggling to hit 1 or 2 million. What are we supposed to do then? Say, oh my god, well I'm glad it was nerfed. Now we're all safe. We're all safe from this legendary build that nobody got to use except for one guy on the internet. Wow, we are in great hands, ladies and gents. Here, let's have Dumbledore claps for everybody. Like, brother, what the hell is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? You all understand me, right? It's ridiculous. We, the people, don't even have a chance to try these builds. Before we even try them, or like, oh my, I finally got about 4 pieces of gear for this build. Wow. And then by that time, it's already nerfed. Okay, so didn't get a chance to try it, but I'm supposed to trust this guy and say, wow, he said it was overpowered, so clearly it must be, you know. Loving and hating the game. These people, I'm telling you, like I said, you know, I'm going to say it. The average player, now I've made jokes about this, you know. I don't feel bad about making jokes about this because I find it funny. I find it very funny. You've seen me play my Bone Necro and go out into Helltides, right? And you've seen that Ice Shard Sorcerer struggling to kill a mob and I just one Bone Spear and they're dead, right? Okay, I've always made fun of them, but do you understand that? The one viable build for Sorcerer is not easy to build. Do you know that? It requires several legendaries, and I will tackle this challenge in Season 1, assuming no major nerfs to it that make it unplayable. But I'll tackle it in Season 1 and explain and show and say, look, this is how the average person farms Ice Shards, this is what you can do with it, this is what you cannot do with it. This is the problem. Oh, thank you, Cheshire Cat. I just ask kindly that you do not mention that game here. We call that game the game that must not be named because of the whole racism thing. If you ever need proof, I can show you. But basically, we've banned all mention of that on this channel because of my partnership with the First Descendant, which is with Nexon Korea. I mean, Asian company. Phoenix Labs, racist towards Asians. Not really a good mix. So, I asked that we do not mention that game. Ah, thank you. No, it's okay. You didn't know. I don't mind. But yes, that is why we call it the redacted game, as River likes to say. Yeah. Ice shards after level 90 is trash. Unfortunately, that's still the only build we have. So, nothing you can do there. There is literally nothing else that you can play as a sorcerer to be viable for level 100 nightmares. And the reason is because Ice Shards makes use of Frost, which can trigger the crowd control multiplier, which in turn is very effective most of the time. If played right, but don't worry. Like I said, assuming not too many major changes, I'll show you guys how to play it the Asian robot way, the correct way. Players feel that it makes every build dependent on vulnerable. That is why they want it removed from the game. I say no. And I think, according to the voting poll results, 4% of people said yes. I don't know who the 4% is, but who said yes? And please, to explain your choice, we would like to hear your reasoning. I would love to, for one, engage with you. You will not be hated on or disparaged for your opinion. You can safely share it here. But please do share it, because I want to know why vulnerable should be removed for the one person that voted yes. No, it is, but Ice Shards is better. I actually did test it out, and quite frankly, it is better. Assuming no major changes, I will probably play Ice Shards and show you why it was better. I came to that conclusion after examining the damage formulas and things like that. I was just too lazy to really shift over and play it to the end in the preseason, but I plan on doing that in Season 1. That said, if it is majorly nerfed, I will probably have to return to my original build for Sorcerer, and I'll show you another different way of adjusting that one so that it's also beastly. Of course, that is still a very strong build, but Ice Shards is... And again, I'm so sorry I couldn't show you in the preseason, but I will demonstrate in Season 1. It is better. It is better for several reasons. Unfortunate as they are, it is better for several reasons. As much as I hate to admit it. But it's also because I had asymmetrical knowledge about the game back then. So in Season 1, that will not be a problem. I will restructure my Sorcerer accordingly. Remove cooldown, right? I would love that.
Please, take it back from them. Let it end.
Fair enough, Hankit. It's mostly just a challenge, River, I think. But you're absolutely right about that. It is mostly just a challenge factor. There's no real reason to take on anything above tier 40s and 50s. In terms of item loot, you'll get your best quality around there. And the next upgrade is at like 80 or 90. I can't remember the exact article. I really should have reported it down. But again, it comes from somebody on Reddit, but they did some serious testing. And yeah, basically 40, 50 is the best. After that, you may as well farm normal dungeons to get best loot. Assuming you're in the looting phase. And then it's just playing with your friends, doing some PvP, relaxing, going for gear upgrades. Ah, Shefty, well, if everybody else is pushing it, then good. Good. Once again, ladies and gents, and we've done this on pretty much every single game that I've been a part of. We are the rebels. We are the resistance. Once again, the Robot Nation is the bastion for the common people. Oh my. Those of you who've been with me through the game that must not be named. How long before we start getting the trolls this time, eh? How long before somebody posts another racist comment about the Asian robot? Ah, I'll be looking forward to it. But welcome, welcome. Yes, I'm using Insatiable Fury. I have it on this druid. Welcome to the Resistance once again. Pleasure to be here with all of you. But yes, anyway. The point is, I disbelieve it. And as long as my community does not believe in nerfing it as well, I'm happy. Good. We are in general agreement. That said, I'm always willing to hear out people who say yes. I'm always willing to hear out people who have a different opinion, because it's not wrong to have a different opinion. Also, those of you who are here, please like the stream if you haven't already. I'd be very, very grateful if you did. Alright? It helps small creators like me so much if you are amongst my 100 viewers, and we don't even have 100 here. But if you are amongst that number, please hit the like button. I will be very grateful. It would truly help a small creator like me get my stream out there. Well, Sonic Foon, if you don't play this game, then it's okay. We are talking specifically about Diablo 4, but you're still welcome to enjoy the stream, although our discussions are mostly focused on Diablo 4. Yes, I've heard about that, Hankit. You can go ahead and run whatever you wish. Who knows, maybe that will have to be the go-to in Season 1. If they choose to nerf things the way they are. No, not at all. Like I said, Sonic Foon, I'm sorry, but explaining it would take too long. So if you don't play Diablo 4, then you know, we cannot explain it to you. But like I said, you're welcome to still enjoy the stream. What would I say is the best character in the game as of now? As of now, without any other nerfs, of course, it is my strong preference for Bone Spear Necro. And the reason is not because I favor the Necro as my main, but because the Necro, the Bone Spear Necro specifically, has the lowest possible requirements for any build. And their unique is a recommendation, not a core. However, of course, it does provide best in slot, so it is still very useful to use their one unique helmet. But because it is a helmet, it's not such a desperate situation, and again, like I mentioned, it's not so core that you have to sacrifice everything for it. Yes, indeed, Mind Freak, I already put out a short on that, and I will remind everybody, of course. But thank you for trying to alert folks. Jaren, my answer to that is Sorcerer. Sorcerer is weaker than everybody else. It has only one, in truth. Now, there are, of course, other builds. But it has only one competitive build, I would say, compared to other classes. And that is the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer needs more oomph. Either that, well, realistically speaking, just to be perfectly fair, what the Sorcerer needs is for other builds to be just as viable as its main Ice Shards build. This is because Ice Shards has multiple hits in one skill cast. Alright, which assists the fact that Sorcerers are lucky hit dependent characters. Now, if not for that, it would not be a problem. But due to their dependency on lucky hits, it's very important that the Sorcerer have the opportunity to hit multiple times. Either that, or they need their lucky hit chances upped for those skills that don't hit multiple times. So I would like to see the Sorcerer get more love. Yeah, the patch, not the season. You have to log in on the 18th before the patch. Sorry, after the patch drops. That's another solution, Jason. I think that there can be layers to this. There are a lot of possible solutions to the problem, is what I would say. There are definitely a lot of possible solutions to the problem. And I feel that sometimes these solutions are overlooked. Because, you know, once again, players don't think too hard. They just see something, or they just believe a content creator without thinking too much about how this will hurt other people and hurt the average player. This is the issue. So yes, I will be playing Necro like Rena says, yes. Also, just in case, because today seems like a lively discussion, Rena, you are getting your wrench power. Just in case. Okay, there we are. Just in case he now has the wrench of power. I do think that we need it mathematically, my friend. So I agree. I agree. By the way, hi, Mr. Cream Puff. Congrats on getting Vasili's prayer, Andre. Well, that might be a bit of a underestimation of some of them. But yes, Pen. While I should not agree with your statement and I should play nice, I agree. I think that everybody else other than me is an absolute nutter. Because how the hell did they, unless they played more hours than me somehow, which I really respect, considering I'm full-time doing this, how the hell did they test everything? Because I don't think they did. But you know what? If they did, then good luck to them. I wish them well. But yes, many people prefer to do the clickbait, or they just go with whatever's trending without thinking about it. I don't do that. I do like to assess whatever's trending, whatever topic is trending, but I like to assess it with a clear mind and also with discussion. I'm also, actually, I'm curious about that too, Jason. I want to see whether or not he got it from a Helltide test. Because I haven't seen hide or hair of a unique from a Helltide chest at all. That's why I'm trying out this target farming. I just want to see, while talking with all of you, how long it'll take me to actually get one. Oh, I have no doubt that some of them do that, Renna. Because a lot of these people collab with each other to increase viewership, visibility, things like that. I'm the antisocial streamer. I never collab with anybody. I stay a hermit. I stay a very angry, abrasive hermit. But probably that's also why I can fight for the common man with clarity. Because I'm just the average dude that is too busy for that sort of shenanigans. I wouldn't say that, Triple L. To be honest, any activity you complete can get you a unique. If you can do Nightmare Dungeons, do Nightmare Dungeons. Because I've been at this for... If we take into account yesterday's stream, I've been at this for 3 hours and 40 minutes. And I have gotten one unique, which was a Temerity. It wasn't even the unique I was looking for. So we'll see if I ever get one out of a normal dungeon that is for my class. See you later, Sonic. Thank you for stopping by. My recommendation is Hammer of the Ancients. Whirlwind is trash. I have tried out Whirlwind and I can safely say it is literally trashed here. The one advantage that I thought it would have did not pan out. So I can say with certainty and safety, you're better off playing a Hammer Barb. I've never seen a Whirlwind Barb in PvP, by the way. Whirlwind Barbs get smashed by Hammer Barbs instantaneously. So between all that, you may as well just play a Hammer Barb, which is far better for PvP and PvE. The best way to fix Whirlwind would be to give it innate vulnerability. And again, this is why it comes back to discussion, because everything comes down to vulnerability. Because it's too necessary. It's necessary for everything. You have no choice in the matter. The problem. How do I have a larger AoE on my pulverized build? Make sure that you check my build video. The late game druid video explains everything in thorough detail. Please make sure to look at that. Yeah, I know. I just went back for it. I'm glad this message was approved by Kenzo. Go look at the late game druid build and you'll understand, Andre. Because I explained everything in that video. Any level is okay, because it's based on a legendary. Look for the aspect section of that video. It'll be of tremendous help to you, my friend. A hidden... Oh, well, if they hide things, that's going to be wild, my friend. No. They must make it upfront and clear, but they can balance around that. Yes, I don't mind. Hammer of the Ancients is indeed beast mode. There's nothing better than it at the moment. But yes, basically, and thank you all for liking the stream, by the way, those of you that did. I'm very, very grateful to you all for helping out a smaller streamer like me. A couple of people didn't, but that's okay. There are always those observers who do not support the robot, but like to tune into my streams anyway, picking up on competition and the like. But thank you regardless, dislike us for your support. You're still making me money. Or well, I suppose some of you would have ad block on just to try and deny me everything, but well, regardless, thank you for improving my engagement.
You have received a tip.
Thank you, Jason. I am so sincerely sorry that I cannot perform for you right now with my throat this way, but I thank you kindly for your tip. And it's my favorite number too. Me and my family thank you for assisting with our rent and groceries. But yes, I think overall this doom and gloom environment before Season 1, it's almost as if the people who make the most money from this game wanted to die early. What's the problem? They're moving on to the next project or something. You know, I don't like that. This is why I don't like people always talking about nerf this, nerf that. Like, who the hell cares? I would rather have 101 overpowered builds in this game so that everybody can just choose one, have fun during the season, and then go play other games and relax, and then we can have even more fun next season. Of course, they have said that they're going to introduce new legendary aspects, things like that, blah, 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 blah. But do you know what the problem with all this is? People are excited for them. I'm not. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because it's going to dilute the already diluted loot pool. It's going to be a problem. No problem, Kenzo. And did I hear that you're going to try a kick Hammer of the Ancients? Are you daring to deviate from your Lord's build? I will judge you. But yes, do the testing if you like. But just know that you will be judged for ever deviating from my content. Anyone who doesn't use a robot build shall be judged as a heretic and punished accordingly. Mostly by being waterboarded by Renner. But, you know, I hope you don't mind that. Don't commit heresy, okay, guys? Only Imperial approved builds shall be allowed. What character am I playing this season? Necro, of course. There will never be a character other than Necro that I play at the start of the season. Unless they nerf it so badly that it's unplayable, then probably Druid. Or Barbarian, but yeah. I hope not. I hope not. I'm praying. I am praying.
Anything else?
You can line up for the waterboarding anytime, Hankit. I'll just ask Renner to waterboard you immediately. Look at Kenzo trying to explain his effective heresy. Okay. You'll be judged forever. You will receive the title Betrayer of the Light now. Renna, I give you permission to use the timeout function on Hankit. You can test your waterboarding powers since he has personally asked for it. Nothing, of course, against you, Hankit, but we can give Renna a try. You can try timing him out. Okay, Kenzo. But you will still receive the title Betrayer of the Light, okay? I'm sure you can agree to that. The moment you deviate one step from my build, you have the title Betrayer of the Light. And of course, Hankit is a full-blown heretic. Now that's just disgusting. Committing heresy is against the doctrine of the Robot Nation. Please do not be a heretic. Heresy is bad for your health. Deny the boarding? Oh dear, Renna. So cruel. Okay then. You do it your way. Those found committing heresy will be waterboarded by my inquisitorial squad. So please do be aware that heresy is forbidden within the Empire. To quote the pushbot, okay, exercise is good for your joints, but heresy is bad for your joints. So don't commit heresy. That's okay. It just means that you want to stay here, don't you, Kenzo? Which you should. But anyway, all jokes aside, guys, my builds are just guidelines. Do whatever you want. I don't care. You can use my builds as guidelines. Just help me promote my builds. That's all I ask. And if you want to customize and deviate on your own, do so. Do so. Just remember, the only thing I won't tolerate is anyone claiming that whatever they did is absolutely better than mine, for, you know, whatever reason, blah, 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 blah. Please don't do stupid things like that. You can state that it's your opinion that this worked better for you, and you can encourage people to try it, but don't ever try to put down my content or claim that yours is somehow better. Doing so will actually result in a channel ban, because that'll be seen as self-promotion, yeah? I encourage experimentation. I don't encourage stupidity. Or a denial of facts. Which some people have tried to do, always. You'll see those people, they'll say, oh, well, I made this build, but it's better than yours because XYZ. No, it's not. It's, you might have one or two factors that might be better than mine, but don't make me pick you apart, because I don't want to start those kinds of dramas. But in the past, people who've challenged me, and some people who know my sub-channel know about this, but it never ends well for them. I would not like to have to prove you wrong on live video. It can be quite shameful. Shall we say that? Yeah? So please, experiment to your heart's content. Do and be creative. But remember to word yourself very carefully. Thank you, Jason Hardy, but I will not be participating. I'm just going to keep trying this while talking to people. See, that's the right kind of thinking, Kenzo. Yes, worship and praise your king. Thank you. I live and I thrive off that. But yes, try things for yourself. There's no one-size-fits-all. There's no magic silver bullet where everything will work perfectly. Of course, my stuff is tested. But that's not to say that you might not come up with something that might suit you better. It might not suit me better, but it might suit you better. Yeah, go for it. But how dare you experiment with something that's not mine, Greyfeather? Heresy, I say. This man is a heretic, daring to follow some other YouTube build. Ha! Imagine thinking other content creators exist. This is what we call heresy. Remember, only Imperial approved material is allowed. Right? All the range rogue builds. Bows only, my friends. Bows only. I'm joking for the record, but, you know, thank you for saying that, Greyfeather. No problem, Triple L. I hope you have a good day as well. But yeah, I don't mind experimentation as long as it's constructive. I don't mind people sharing it even on my build videos itself. If you've got a different suggestion for people, type out why. Be clear, be constructive, and explain yourself. As long as you're not trying to get some EP glory out of saying, oh, I'm better than a YouTuber, then fine. You know, do it. I encourage this. Because it's never wrong to have knowledge. And by the way, that Iron Maelstrom build, Pankit, I'm gonna assign you a job. Can you put it into a planner for me? And just send me the link? Thank you. I just want to see it without having to bother visiting some other YouTuber. It's my policy never to do that, but I'm interested to see it. If only he had social media, he could have just sent it to me on social media instead. Huh. Not even crossbows, no. Bows only. We must all be elves in the new season. I'm going to be the #1 Belf Ranger. Okay, I'm going to master the ways of the Belf. Be a Belfagor.
They've been feeding on me. My soul.
Yes, you are the hand.
Please.
So chop the heads of heretics.
Let it end.
Yes, well, he can't because he's not a moderator. I'll share it on his behalf, yes. But if he puts it in a planner, I'll happily share it in chat on his behalf, no problem. Only moderators can share links, unfortunately. Moderators are the streamer themselves. I wish I could change that, but that's a YouTube policy, not mine. YouTube automatically does that. Granted, though, it does give their platform one big thing which I appreciate over Twitch. You know all those Twitch bots that spam links in your chat? At least YouTube doesn't have that, because only moderators and streamers can do that. Unless you make a spam bot a moderator for some weird reason, then by all means. You know, I wish whoever does that a very happy day. Ah, thorns. Yes. All you have to do is just take damage. Again, why I don't favor thorns builds. I'm sure that very niche thorns builds work with perfect gear, but yeah, no. I don't favor thorns because it requires me to take a hit. And I don't like getting hit. Me for president? I can't become president of your country. I'm not a citizen. Only a citizen can become president of said country. But sure, I guess I could become president of Singapore someday. If enough people voted for me. So all of you have to move to Singapore and then vote for me. You're just lazy like that, Hankit? It's okay. You're still assigned the job. Do it whenever you feel like it. Hey, if you could automate the whole thing, please, by all means, do it. As long as you somehow fetch it for me, I'm going to be relaxed. I'm just viewing some random shenanigans around here. No uniques, of course, as always. Now, on to the next. That was Lost Archives, back to Cultist Refuge. Yes, it will, to an extent, but it depends if you get caught. People still litter anyway, as long as they don't get caught. That's the problem, though. But the laws are strict, yes, but it keeps everybody safe. Thing is, when you live there, you'll find it's relaxed, unrestricted. The only problem I have with is that certain porn sites are, you know, restricted. And I do love my porn, so, you know. I wish it wasn't restricted, but it is. It's not sus, it's normal for any healthy man who can still use their gifts. So without my porn, ladies and gents, I'm afraid I'm quite sad. And you know, my wife agrees with my porn watching habits, so that's alright. But yeah, Singapore can be a bit difficult with that. I have to rely on some shadier sites. Oh, don't worry, there are still ways to get what you need. Yes, drugs are a death sentence, that's true. We are a small nation, and guess what? Even with that, do you know that there's still a drug problem in Singapore? Oh, well, there is, although it's relatively minor compared to other countries, there are still many users. There are still many people who get high. Where they get their supply, who knows? Fearless or desperate, my friend? Desperation can be a very powerful motivator as well. Don't forget that. And let's take a look at our poll so far. It seems to be overwhelmingly no, but all of a sudden we're getting some yes votes. But I see no explanation in chat for why. Any of these yes voters care to tell us why? I'm not going to judge you, but I do want to hear why. Failure to explain yourself will be counted as troll votes. So, you know. How different are PvP builds from PvE? Minimal difference. So most of the best PvP builds are PvE builds, effectively. Because you covered the same things. You just need a way of closing the gap if you're melee, and you need Unstoppable to ignore CC. And guess what? All of that is useful against elites. So, yeah. Most PvE builds are also, to some extent, the best PvP builds. What potions do I prioritize? There's only one potion to ever use. Iron Skin Elixir. Because the 900 armor is extremely valuable when you really want to push the limits. Nothing else is used. I just pop a potion for the XP. I don't care what I actually use. I mean, if you really want the extra damage, you can go for it, but we all know that in the toughest situations, it is the ability to endure maybe one more hit that'll keep you alive. So I use the Iron Skin potions exclusively in PvP and PvE, in very difficult PvE, I mean. I mean, you could also go with the one that improves, what's it, the critical damage. That one's really good. I like that one. Every time I see a glow, I hope it is finally the unique that I want dropping. But no. Ladies and gents, we still haven't seen hide or hair of a unique today. But yeah, you can use whatever potion you want. You will have a big stock of them the more you play the game. So just save the Iron Skin ones for emergencies, and the rest just use them as you please. I also like Iron Barb. If I don't have an Iron Skin, right, I use Iron Barb. I don't care about the thorns, but it can be pretty useful. Well, I mean, it's still 300 armor, so if you don't have an Iron Skin, you can actually craft the max level Iron Barb one. I mean, you won't get to use it, but 300 armor is 300 armor. I use it for my capstone, remember? Which amused me a lot. Honest to God though, I can't wait for tonight's stream. I'm going to try out Exo Primal for the first time tonight. I hope you guys will come and attend. I think it'll be fun. So I don't expect many viewers to come. Probably only my closest crew will show up tonight when I stream Exo Primal. But if you can be there, be there. If you cannot, that's okay, I understand. Many people only watch me for Diablo, which, like I said, is very understandable. But if there are those of you who want to support tonight and you want to see Exo Primal in action, check it out tonight. I don't know. Like I said, check it out tonight. We shall see. All I know is that there are dinosaurs and guns, and that's good enough to. And well, it's free, so.
Anything else?
No. It's free with Game Pass, so I'm going to check it out. Well, I mean, if most of you have notifications on, you should be able to see whenever I'm live. I'm live at the same time every day anyway. So yeah. Tonight, how many hours from now? I stream at the same time every night. It is exactly 8 hours and 30 minutes from now. That is Second Extinction, Hankit, different one. They also invited me to play that game, but it was too undeveloped for me to really sink my teeth into. It was an okay game though, not bad. Not great, but not bad. I've always been invited to a great many games. Like I said, just hit the bell button, turn notifications for my channel, only my channel, on to all. I promise you won't get spammed anyway. You'll just receive notifications whenever, you know, I'm live and stuff like that. You're not going to get spammed because I don't post, or I try to avoid posting more than 3 times per day. I mean, it's a basic fun game, but it's hard to compete in this industry unless you have something really spectacular. That's the problem. Anyway, I see the, once again, by the way, guys, if you're coming to the stream just to vote yes, could you at least leave a like? Or if you're a hater, just dislike my stream. It doesn't really matter to me. But don't just leave yes votes without explaining why. If you're choosing not to explain yes votes, then, ladies and gents, right now, this entire 12% of the yes votes are literally all. Not a single one has bothered to explain themselves, which is sad and stupid, because this is exactly what I mentioned at the start of the stream. Did I not tell you? People who don't want to understand or don't have a point of view, they don't have an explanation. They're not willing to even talk or engage with the community. Why not? Why don't you explain to us why you want it removed? You're not going to be judged. You're not going to be shouted down or anything. No. I genuinely want to hear from you. But don't just say something without explaining yourself. I cannot verify that because I have never tried it. Most completion related things, I do it solo. But why don't you try it out, Kenzo, if you get 4 people together and let me know the results. Oh, you do get the aspect unlocked, do you? Interesting. So that means if 2 people complete 2 different dungeons, you can get the aspect unlocked faster. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, that could be a positive way of thinking about it, Jason, but I want these people themselves to speak to me. I want them to talk, because, you see, we can make any number of assumptions about their character, or we can make any number of assumptions about their intentions in voting yes. But why? If they are just blindly following somebody, then that's not good. I want to know their true intentions. What thought have they put into this matter, basically? If they put good thought into this matter, then I might even agree with them. But I don't want people who are just following somebody else's opinion blindly and voting yes because, oh, this is a stream that has a different opinion, let's vote yes, and just be annoying. Like, yo, trying to skew my results is not going to help anyone. It's not going to help you. Just be honest. If you have a thought, say it. Speak freely. Like I said, there's no judgment here. We just want to hear. We want to know. We want to share in knowledge if you have it. If it's just for the purpose of build variety, say it. You know, I'm happy to hear, you know, if that's the case. I just want to know, because the more we know, the better. We can facilitate a discussion. We can facilitate conversations. But if everybody just keeps themselves, votes yes, and then there's no real reason behind it, you're not making a good point for it. You're not making a good argument, and you're just making people more bitter if they have a good argument for no. You see? And this is why I think when changes need to be made to a video game, people need to talk, people need to speak and be open about why they choose certain things. And also listen to others, you know? You're missing a T there, but yes, for the glory of RBNT. Sure, you can make an offer in clan chat, Kenzo. No problem, tomorrow. Right? We need damage reduction on the chest and pants for maximum efficiency. So basically everybody should not roll DR anymore. No need for that. No need for that nonsense, yeah? Yep, understandable. But yes, that's why, like I said, I'm so keen on understanding. I want to know and understand these people. Hey, nice job, newbie. Oh good, enjoy. I wouldn't say that. For me, I say you don't really need that much DR in World Tier 3, so you can accomplish a great deal before even maxing out. The World Tier 4, I do agree. Because that's the only way you'll be able to push up to the 40s, the Tier 40s and the crazies. It's that ultimate DR that changes everything. Always love seeing the clan members play together. Also, welcome to the streams, guys. Don't forget to like the streams. If you haven't liked it yet, please consider hitting the like button. The reason is because, obviously, I don't have 100 viewers yet, but if you are among the first 100 viewers, your hitting the like button helps to make this stream more recommended on YouTube. So, I ask kindly for anyone that's among the first 100, please hit the like button and you'll be helping out a smaller creator. Okay, understandable, JB. Thank you for sharing that. But what is the alternative? Like, okay, for example, if they remove vulnerability, right? And this is where a lot of people, and I read the article, that is actually exactly what several people in the article say. But what is the replacement? So if you remove vulnerability, right? are people still going to be able to do Nightmare Dungeons effectively? Because I see people struggling already with vulnerability. So, where is the, what is the replacement? And keep in mind that it has to be a feasible solution for players that are not hardcore. Not everybody will have the same level of skill when playing this game. And I know you're very skillful, JB, but is there a solution for the casual average player that that does not affect their gameplay? What is the solution for the average person? Because vulnerability damage is just a simple way of increasing damage right now. In its current form, yes, it does limit build variety, but also it's a simple solution for those that don't need to get too deep into the mechanics. So is there an alternative? Is there a solution? That's what I want to know as well. For those that vote yes, what do we do? What can we do to replace it? Because I want to know what build right now that is top tier does not use vulnerability. Because I will happily try that build in season 1. Because we cannot remove something with no replacement for it. Otherwise, content is just going to get hard, and then players who are like normal, casual, average, they're going to give up. Means less players for the game, which is never good. We want more sales for Diablo, so they've got more money to pump into this game. Happier developers with more salaries do more things. Unhappy developers don't. So, what do we do? You know, that's what I want to know. Is there any way that we can make it fair and, you know, keep it going? I see your point, but a total system redesign might be even more problematic, because I think they're going to fall into the same traps. Even if they totally redesign the system, they're probably going to still use the buckets, and that'll mean that something else will just take the place of vulnerability. Now, Hankit, he did not say that nobody should do higher tier Nightmare Dungeons. What he said clearly was that there are no viable builds in high tier Nightmare Dungeons without it, which is exactly what I asked him. So, you know, we are here to have a discussion. Let's be reasonable. Now, what I will say is that I agree with that standpoint. I myself have said it on stream plenty of times. There is vulnerable right now, and you guys know that I've said this, because you can literally, if you scroll back far enough on certain streams, I have said this live. Vulnerable is the be all and end all for most builds. So yes, it does limit build variety, just that there's no clear solution as well. So although it should be, if you want it removed, we need a clear solution. That's the problem, because Hankit's concern is also valid. We need a clear solution so that players can still do high level Nightmare Dungeons, but without vulnerability being the be all and end all of builds. So it would be a system redesign, but a system redesign with no clear indication of what it is or how it should be, that's also not a solution. So I cannot in good conscience agree with a yes statement for those reasons alone. There must be a solution that comes with it. And that is why I'm still, you know, that is why I'm still a no. No, I know, I get that as well, you know. By proposing to remove vulnerable, but without an active solution, one that I can rally a community behind, I would say it's a bad move overall, because it benefits nobody. People might think it benefits something, but no, it doesn't. It benefits nobody. Because you're still going to have, if a new system is redesigned but falls into the same trap, let's say we call it something different, critical incidents. It could be a mechanic that works differently, but the end result might be the same mathematically. And if that is the mathematical result, then ultimately it would still mean that the build with that one new stat or whatever would be the be all and end all. And certain classes may still be pigeonholed into that because it is not viable. The problem is more fundamental. Let me give you all some insight into it. What is the real problem? You want to know the real problem? And again, thank you JB and Hankit both for sharing. You want to know what the real problem is? The real problem is this. Monster scaling is too high because they scale by level. I don't know why there was a need to go to tier 100 nightmares. They should have just stopped it at tier 50. End of story. There was no reason for them to go all the way to tier 100. What they did is basically they made everything a damage sponge and an over damage dealer. Basically, this is the problem with games that don't think about their content clearly. And when the content itself is enemy scaling, that's bad. You understand that? It's not mechanics. It's not something clever. No, it's enemy scaling. So if it's a mathematical difficulty, guys, what this results in is that we have to be mathematical players. Plain and simple. Many other games fall into this trap. All Diablo games, to an extent, have continued to use this as a mechanic, and it's bad. It's very bad. Because basically, unless there are multiple mathematically viable builds, you know, you're going to have a stagnation and a problem. Because basically the entire game is based around, lo and behold, mathematics. Ta-da! That is where, this is where, right? To this date, I still think, as much as I love Diablo 4, no MMORPG, to this date, to my knowledge, has succeeded in creating an experience that is a non-mathematical based outcome. Therefore, every MMO requires optimization in one form or another. And that optimization is what results in the current issues, because we always have to run what is optimized in order to play the hardest content. Same with World of Warcraft. Same with any other MMO out there. There's no such thing as a purely skill-based MMO. And indeed, there has never been one. And those that have existed have failed quickly because it was very difficult to structure content. There was this one game that was kind of wild. What was it called? Century Age of Ashes, where you pilot a dragon. Literally everything that you ever got in that game was purely cosmetic. There was no way to upgrade, even if I leveled up. And it just meant that it was pure skill-based. So people riding dragons around totally just iced me, and it wasn't fun to play. Because if you're new to the game and you don't have the skills of piloting, you just get destroyed. It was very stupid. That could work. But again, like I said, it comes back to the point, guys, which I hope everybody can understand. This is a mathematical game. What they've done for higher level content is they've just made a monster do X amount of damage and have X amount of health. This is the problem. The monsters are not adopting new tactics. The monsters are simple, basic ass AIs with their same abilities that they've had all along. They just have more health and more damage. That's the problem. It's not an evolving system where the monster is a harder fight because the monster is more complex to take on. Again, this is more of a system that is seen in the Monster Hunter type games, things like that. Rarely in this type of game. But the monsters are not complex. They don't have a different attack pattern. They don't have a different way of striking you. They don't have different tactics. They're not doing anything different than they already would be doing. They just have more health, damage sponge, and more damage. Vol is a band-aid. Vol is basically a band-aid because kill them before they kill you. That's all it is. And like I said, this is the problem. Games do this because designing a much more complex system leads to far more bugs and problems. But unfortunately, that leads to statistical based outcomes. And that's the problem. Unless they had a totally different system for it, it will always be, even like you said, a variety of combinations would be effective, but it would still end up being a combination of stats, and there would be one that would be more efficient than the others. Because don't forget, even if they remove vulnerability, right, as a bucket, there are still 4 other buckets. And some items that have their own bucket, which adds another can of worms. So because there are 4 other buckets, if they improve the significance of those buckets while removing vulnerability, it still becomes a statistical game about who has the most of all those different buckets. No problem, White Wolf. Happy to help. I don't know, Newbie. If anyone else can help Newbie out, let him know. But the best way to get an answer to that question, please contact Blizzard support. Ah, Rena, you understand me, my friend. I knew you would. Yes, that is the solution that nobody thought about. Yes, yes, ladies and gents. Ta-da! That is the solution that nobody thought about. We need to scale. What the problem is that our characters do not scale nearly as hard as the enemies do. We are gear dependent. Now, I was going to save this for my actual video essay, but I still hope you guys will check it out, alright? But since Rena brought it up, I was waiting to see if anyone would catch that ball, and he did. That is my solution. If we increase player scaling, therefore putting more weight on the power of levels, each individual Paragon level should not just be a small stat increase, no, it should be a scaling increase. We can afford to be less dependent on gear, therefore lessening the impact of gear, therefore making the gear itself less of a problem. We should be growing stronger by leveling, not through gear alone. It would reduce RNG factors, solving another critical problem, and also make more build variety viable because it is mostly dependent on the level of your character, with gear being a supplement. Exactly, my friends. This is a great solution. And then happily, rather than removing vulnerable, just tone down the scaling. Tone down the scaling. You could scale everything from gear-wise down and not impact anything. If you had player base stat scaling to a much larger extent than what we have now, I'm telling you, ladies and gents, there would be no problem removing vulnerable. You know? And all these lovely yes voters coming in and voting yes. Please, by all means, vote yes. But listen, talk about your solution. Why do you want to vote yes? And hello, Joe, how are you doing? But yes, why do you want to vote yes? Come, I see more of you coming in, boldly saying yes, but you're not talking and not participating in the discussion. So, we've had situations like this before. A lot of trolls will come in and vote the opposite opinion, just to try and shut down discussion or skew results. It happened on a game that must not be named, and I'm sure it's some of the same bad actors doing the same thing. But I don't want to pin you all as bad actors. I'm sure all of you are not. I see many of you coming in to talk, to vote. Say your piece. There's no judgment here. If you have another solution, we want to hear it. If you have a good solution, tell us about it. Tell us. Share. And don't forget to like the stream. Or if you are a hater, dislike it. We welcome that. But talk to us. Speak to us. If you have a valid opinion, share it. Let us all hear it. Let us hear your reasoning. We want to hear from you. Exactly, Rena. That is the thing. We must all, like right now, everything is gear focused. I've said it enough on stream, so again, Rena paying close attention there. I've always said it on stream. We are so gear dependent. Gear is everything. If we instead adjust player scaling, then I would be perfectly alright with people removing vulnerability or adjusting stats in whatever way they choose. Go for it. I will not stop you. But first of all, we need an alternative to gear scaling, because right now everything is gear focused. If we made it so that player leveling contributed 70% of our baseline stats and power, and gear was only 30%, not only could you play around with effects and builds and whatnot and be just as effective one way or another, but I think that it would give meaning to levels. In fact, we should scale slightly more than enemies so that by the time we're level 100, you know, we should be able to take on tier 70, 80 nightmare dungeons with reasonable gear. This would also allow them to then add a 6th difficulty beyond tier 4. They could add a tier 5 difficulty. You know, with more mutators, with more challengers. In order to solve the system, the solution is simple. No, that would not work in a game like this, and I think that it would take away one of the main focuses of the game, so that probably not fly very well. Like I said, it would still make us gear dependent though, and it would just reduce the grind, which they're not going to do, because it would reduce the viability of their game. Tier 5 giving us holy or unholy gear. Why not? Why not, ladies and gents? I say that's a good idea. Also, thank you to everybody who liked the stream and is keeping the sound on for me. Okay, I appreciate you guys helping my family pay rent. Your viewership means the world to us right now. Thank you. But yes, all of this is legit. One second, yeah. Telling you now, ladies and gents, I hope they handle the balancing well in Season 1. Of course, Malignant Hearts could be a very interesting step in the right direction. I'm actually looking forward to them. I want to see how they'll affect builds, how they'll change things up. Pay money for what in the PvP zone? Sorry, Andre, there's nothing you need to pay money for in this game. Are you okay, or are you talking about a different game? Yeah, there's no need to pay money in this game, dude. If you're paying money, then you're committing an illegal transaction. Huh? But Diablo is always online. You cannot play this without being online. It's literally an always online game. I don't know, that sounds like a PlayStation problem, but anyway, yeah, no, this game is always online. So you would always need to be online. I don't think you can play it offline, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I don't play on PlayStation. I find them very weird compared to Xbox. Xbox at least is very clear. Just get your Xbox Live subscription and just get your Xbox Game Pass and you're good to go. Fair enough. right, newbie's on PlayStation. Maybe he knows. I would love to see the hearts giving us that power, Rena. 100%. I think it would finally be actually useful. Like, wow. We might actually get something. But yeah, I'm very eager to see it. It won't solve the problem in the Eternal Realm, but then again, nobody really cares about Eternal Realm. Once the season drops, we're all gonna be on the Seasonal Realm, doing our shenanigans. You never know, they just might. Or either that, or they could give us supplementary abilities that would just, you know, help out. The only thing I hate about the trailers, right, is that they seem to show some awesome stuff, but they didn't say what's the level scaling. If they show me awesome stuff in a nightmare dungeon 30 levels above me, then okay, I'm down with that. You show me awesome stuff in a normal dungeon where anything goes, then please don't even bother. I don't want any content scaled to me. I want it scaled to the hardest content in the game. It must be trivialized for it to be viable. Just like the Shredder auto pistol in Dork Tide. Yes, nothing wrong with that. Oh, that's how that PlayStation stuff sounds a bit complex, my friend. Forgive me, you know. I'm not one to judge, but I hope you can understand, newbie. I have a dark distaste for PlayStation. But then again, it's because I also am a PC Game Pass supporter. And I get to play so many things for free that it's like, super worth it. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, anyway, if you ever go through any hardships because of them, newbie, we Xbox people will welcome you. Ah. I agree. I agree. Well, I hope they don't add higher tier dungeons yet, because nobody's exactly completing tier 100s easily. No, what I want to see them do is I want them to increase player scaling, so that we have a reason to even chase our gear, but not be beholden to it, or bound by it, you know? If we're not so bound by it, like, where we have, like, utter restrictions and cannot actually, you know, do anything beyond that, I think that'll be fine. I'm okay with that. So I would like to see that in general. But yeah. I guess we'll see. And also, everyone, just as a reminder, tonight you will see me on Exo Primal instead. I just want to try something different, you know, give it a bit of a whirl. So if you'd like to support that, I hope you guys will be there. Have some fun with me. Very nice, Andre. Yeah, it's free for me to play, so I'm just gonna give it a try. See how it goes. Of course, every potion has that, by the way. So you can use any potion and get a 5% XP. But yes, everybody uses that, mostly to level faster. Yeah. Can be very helpful when you're leveling, when you want to level fast. Although 5% doesn't sound like a lot, it adds up. Now then, ladies and gents, another stream has come and gone, and doesn't look like we are. Doesn't look like we're going to even sniff a unique today. Such a shame. Very good, very good. Yes, we did one the other day as well. It's fun stuff. Nice. I'm sure it was a fun experience for you. Now I'm going to laugh after all this time. It genuinely does seem that there is no I don't think there's a purpose to target farming in the normal dungeons until you're level 100. I know things change around there, or so people have said, but right now, even if you needed uniques, unfortunately you've got no choice. There's only one way to go. Go that way. Favorite part, some random cursed chest. Now, for a moment, I thought that Ancestral Ring was a unique drop that they were giving me because they didn't want me to call out their system. They were like, oh my god, we better give this guy a pity unique. But no, it was the legendary. Very unwise. Helltides, I've never gotten a unique out of it. So I would say still do them because the materials you get are pretty useful. But I would mostly focus on, until your glyphs are max at least, I would probably have a heavy focus on the nightmares. Because nightmares do more for you and you get an extra reward at the end, which can sometimes be unique. That's in fact how I got most of my uniques. It's the reward at the end that sometimes just gives you what you need. But I will say honestly that there is no one true answer. All I can tell you is that I think that for me, Helltides are just material farming. If I can't ignore them, I will. I'll usually just go spam nightmares. You never know what kind of unique you'll get in there. But Helltides do have their place in terms of material farming, at the very least, and with a chance to get a unique along the way. At the very least, there's a chance, you know, it's not zero. If it was zero, then I think that would be pretty bad, but it's not zero, so that's good. I'd say, but the thing is, right, they talk about Helltide chests dropping uniques, but I've opened dozens of mystery chests, never once got a unique out of them. I'm still waiting for an actual unique to drop from that shenanigans. I'd be very amused if it did. But aside from that 1 hour where everybody got a Shaco, well, you know. Of course, I hope that they will, at least, you know, in my opinion, buff drop rates. So that we all can own some good quality uniques. But yeah. Why are you doing the renown though? If you've done the altars, right? And you've done the map, you don't need to do renown. Renown's not carrying over. You still have to redo renown again in season 1, as stated in my video. So if you don't want to bother with it, you don't have to before the season starts, I mean. Besides, everyone right now is kind of in off-season mode anyway. That's the truth, isn't it, bum? Well, what a shame. What a shame. I still hold hope that they will change their system eventually. But, well. For me, at least, you know, I always say this, as cynical as it might be. Hope tends to be the first step on the road to disappointment. One thing which I will say though, attempting to target farm these uniques has been annoying, working these dungeons, but more importantly, it does yield a fairly good source of gold if you were just interested in that. Gear is debatable, but gold at the very least, not bad. Can't wait to do it at level 100. You'd probably amass a huge amount of gold. They need to add a trade channel so I can get perfect stats on my stuff. Yes! That is done via one of the legendary aspects. Enjoy. Hey, another cursed chest. Let's pray for a unique. Oh. Well, do all the altars first. That'll probably be the best idea. I got my wife through all the altars on Saturday. Took about 2-3 hours, but we got all 4 regions done. I just had to pin them on the map and guide her to each one. And she was able to do it. So she's got all the altars now. Well, still no unique. Onward and upward, eh? And thank you to everybody keeping the sound on, alright? I appreciate it tremendously. Well, yes, most people would have had them all done. No, newbie, you must get used to solitude. Solitude and loneliness are the most important things. Once you're used to it, nothing will bother you. Playing with people? Boo! Although I will be doing that in Season 1 quite often. But yes, playing with people, boo! Boo! Playing alone, yes! Good. Boo, Andre. Boo. Understandable. Mr. Hunting Man. But yeah, don't worry. Hopefully we can tango up in season 1, my friend. I think it'll be enjoyable. Always good to roll with the RBNT, eh? Alright, I'm supposed to kill them in the circle. Lol, forgot. As you can see, ladies and gents, still not a single unique. You don't have to get it, it's free if you already have the game. So, I mean, if you don't want to play it, nobody's gonna force you, but up to you, Andre. They're hard to find. What? Oh. Well, no, you can only get uniques after you get into World Tier 3, my friend. Which is why you only got them after getting past level 50. Yeah, do it. I'm gonna be playing Stormwolf myself. But I'm going to go with the Great Staff of the Crone version, just using Claw and Storm Strike, because I don't want to go for Tempest Roar and Mad Wolf's Glee. I'm just going to use a 1 unique build and that's it. If it fails, it fails. I don't care, because at this point, they need to rework the Druid to make it like fun for me. Yeah. What country do I live in? Christy. I live in. I hope you don't mind me calling you Christy, because it's easier to pronounce. I live in Australia. I'm in Perth, Australia right now. The philosophy behind them is the same as developers being absolutely stupid. That's my answer to you, bum. Not to be sarcastic, but I'm telling you, it is the dumbest idea possible. That's why I've just thought to myself, Uber uniques, okay, put them out of my mind. I don't care about them. In my mind, they already don't exist. They'll just be fun if I ever want to bum around the Eternal Realm and just show off their power. Over the many seasons, I'll probably collect them. But I just think that they're dumb. I think that they hold no purpose in the game. And they're stupid. Oh, yes. I mean, like I said, I can switch my accent just anytime I want. It's not too difficult for me to do that, so I just roll with whatever I feel like, you know. Feel like changing accents on a particular day, I will. But yeah, I currently live in Australia, so that's where I'm at right now. And besides, wouldn't be fun if I didn't switch things up once in a while, you know? Doing the same thing over and over, Christy, is so boring. So. Oh, listen, nothing wrong with being accent changer. It's fun, you know? You always gotta keep people on their toes. You never know when they'll suddenly, you know, like you suddenly switch your accent, they get so confused. Ah, yes. The perfect time to brutalize them with the sudden change and get them all hyper confused. True, but I mean, you can target farm technically by going into dungeons and killing mobs that have a higher chance of dropping your unique, but as far as I can see here, it is not worth it. At least to the best of my knowledge. None of it has been very good. Or given me any very good results thus far. That's okay, it is what it is. Hey? What is a Southeast Asian thing? What? Of course I am, Andre. Of course. No sense being anywhere else. No, I wouldn't say it's a Southeast Asian thing at all. I'd say very few people can. But yeah, I'm on Torment. I don't hang out in Nightmare if I don't have to. Nightmare is just a quick one. Pass through it and then go straight to Torment. Yeah, same for me. So it's not a Southeast Asian thing. I know practically 2 Southeast Asians who do that, you and me. Very few can. But it depends, Hank. Are you also able to speak your native tongue or multiple languages? Because as far as I know, right, most of the people that have this accent changing ability, right, have a weakness in that we are unable to speak other languages or pick them up easily. We have to really put in effort to pick them up. At least that's the way it was for me. Yeah, so in that case, you're probably more unique. I guess you could say you're the uber unique. You have this and the ability to speak another language. Good. There you go. By that time in the game, Bum, everybody's already finished with the game. No. I want them to buff unique drop rates across the board. Don't make us wait till like end game, then we can start getting our build together. Like that's not right. Otherwise, what people are gonna do is they're just gonna rush world levels like they already do now. Or just pay for power leveling services. I mean, hey, if they want to help out like those illegal power leveling services, then I guess Blizzard could do that. But I disagree with making it, you know, a tier 5 kind of thing. No, it should be buffed across the board and add a tier 5 anyway. Just so that, you know, people who want an extra challenge can go there if they really want to. But yeah, genuinely, from my perspective, no. I want them to just pull up their socks and make the class-based uniques increase. I have not seen or heard a better solution than that. Class-based uniques should drop more frequently so that we can use them more often. My mathematical skills are on point 24/7, Christy. So, yep. I think it'd just be like basically how we use our brain is different. Because all of mine goes to this accent center and my mathematics and nerdiness that I can't really pick up other languages easily. I can, slowly over time, but I'm much slower than others at learning a language. Which I realized in school. I just can't do it. But the accent for that, the English accent for that language, I can do it easily. I've done French. If as long as somebody speaks it to me and I get a quick grasp of it, I can imitate it very quickly. Like, I've done French, German, all the different kinds of accents. As long as they're speaking English, but with an accent, it's doable for me. But some, I require the person to be speaking it to me. Like Australian, I need them to speak it to me. Otherwise, it defaults to this. American is the only one where I don't need somebody to speak it to me. It's just one of my defaults. Alright, have a good workout, Andre. Ah, that's how it is. I hope Hank Kit's girl quits. Hope your girl quits. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just want to bully you. Of course, bum. Of course they mess everything up. But I will still keep debating this issue every season if I have to. Because it's stupid. Dumb season. Ah, so have I, Hankit, but that's because my girl is busy. So, make your girl quit. Make your girl quit. Bullying Hankit is so much fun. Highlight of my day. Squash the spider then. Why are you afraid of a spider? It's not an Australian spider, is it? So you'll be fine. Come on. Mine paid 90, so yeah. Anyway, time to bully Hankit more. But it's okay, we'll be fine. Just ask her to play a different class lah. Why she must play Sorcerer only? What is this? Just walk up to her, okay? Like I do with Kaz, and just go and tell her you're gonna douche her every time that you know, she refuses to play a different class. Then make her play only Druid. And then watch her quit faster. Other classes are not pretty lol. Tell her that that is like, you know, like being ableist, because like all body shapes are beautiful. Especially Barbarian is muscle mommy, Druid is thicker mommy, you know. But she only wants to play skinny mommy? No, not cool. That is very un-American of her. She needs to show more American spirit. Okay, you can tell her personally that I said that. Rogue is also like good looking. What's wrong with the Rogue? Rogue is punk. Damn right you are, Mr. Renabana. Mr. Renabanana. Okay, well, thank God she never comes to my stream, man. Yeah, she would be banned like straight up, yo. Yo, man, come on, man. It's 2023, bro. We gotta be less prejudiced, all right? The world is a beautiful place. But yeah, sometimes like just to understand the Asian perspective, I think that we as Asians, we understand that, you know, certain things get taken too far in the Western countries. I myself feel the same way. Just to give context to everybody, right? For us Asians, the whole SJW thing is like any elderly Asian man would tell you, it's nonsense, you know. But yeah. It's a difficult conundrum, you know. But I can understand a lot of the older Asian folks just are not into that and will upside you on the head. But the thing is, the world is also evolving, so for us younger generation, it's more important to move with the times and also be able to share in the understandings with other people so that, you know, we can all come to good, happy conclusions that involve me ruling over everybody with an iron fist. And then also dismissing anybody that disagrees with me in the slightest, because how dare they? How dare they even speak to me? Filthy little mudbloods. By the way, good morning, JB. Well, good afternoon. How are you? Listen, us Asians, we love our naked booba. If I could, you know, I'd buy the skimpiest skins for my characters and run around in that. I spent all of Saints Row running around in a freaking bathing suit for my character. And I immediately gave her maximum booba size and maximum ass size. It was necessary. You know? And people think girls are against that. Girls are not. FYI, my wife loves to be able to make characters, you know, max out their boob size because she has lovely ones. So yeah. It's natural. It's normal. I mean, are we not fulfilling the male fantasy by being extra buff in every single game? If it wasn't for these damaged lungs of mine and the fact that it's winter now, which I'm not used to streaming, and I again apologize for the, the cough and all that, but I would be working out every morning stream because that's what my plan was, so I can get my 6 summer bod, and I'm streaming shirtless in summer. I don't even know what that means, guys. Can we have an English explanation? As long as it's not against TOS, yeah? Sorry, I don't speak my own native language. I can't, I have language problems. I'm a banana. Yellow on the outside, but white on the inside, as I'm called. Just for context, okay, this is not racist. This is what I'm literally called. They call me banana. Or they say I eat a lot of kantang. Oh, okay. I see. So, for leftists are called that. Interesting. Yeah, they call me banana. It's derogatory, probably. I mean, I probably shouldn't say it live, but good to know. I mean, I just wanted an explanation, so he provided a politically correct explanation, I reckon, which is good enough for me. Asia, Zelda, is very much less politically correct than the rest of the world, so straight up, as soon as I went back to Singapore, they hear this accent of mine, straight away, banana. Hey, you banana. Then what can I say to them? Oh yes, good sir. Yes, hello. Came from Australia. Hello, my name is Sid. Yes, I am your resident banana. How can I help you today, sir? Oh, you're speaking Chinese to me. I'm sorry, I understand none of what you've said, but you know, have a good day, sir. I can understand a little bit. Can neither speak or read. Like I said, my dear friends, Asia is very much less politically correct than the Western societies. Wait, what? You're a policeman and you can't speak your local language. What? Nani? Is that even allowed? I thought the policeman had to be bilingual. Oh, yes. Yes. Kids can be very cruel. Zelda, I understand. I got in a lot of fights myself. because being Asian, I was smaller, you know. But then it led to a whole different style of name calling. But anyway, this doesn't matter. All you gotta understand is that you've got to stand up for yourself. I understand. Oh, he means that the local policeman laughed at him. Okay, okay. For a second, I was like, Pen's a policeman? For the record, officer, I've been clean for years. Oh, okay, fair enough. Understandable. Lol. We always have to... We half-bloods. I'm half Chinese, half Indian myself. So we half-bloods often have to throw hands. But it's nice to meet other half-bloods. We're all halflings here. Play or lunging strike? Lunging strike, hands down. I mean, look, no offense to Rupture Ren Barbarians. I'm sure it works very well, but here's the problem. You get to World Tier 4 and you're fighting way above your level. Things are gonna kill you in 2 slaps. You don't really have the time to wait for them to die while they bleed out. So, yeah. Very, very not smart to be a rending bleed barbarian. At least in World Tier 4. So I always go lunging strike. Well, you should be subscribed to me because I'm the best. I'm the king. They call me the Half-Blood Prince. Yeah, but, I mean, yeah, you have other ways to inflict vulnerable. But I mean, I guess if you want to use it early on, don't let me stop you. If you're comfortable using it early on, do it. It's not a big issue. I don't use it as much, but yes. Go for it. Why not? As long as you change later on, it's okay. And you can change freely later on with no problems. Congratulations, you've defeated a spider. Excuse me. Filipino and Irish. Nice, Silver Bullet. In that case, I think you'd have to make a best judgment call, Silver Bullet. So if you find that you can survive by switching to Flay, and that it's not impacting your kill time too much, because I use lunge to dive the elites mostly, because I just don't want them to completely wreck my stuff. So if you find that you can survive without diving in that manner, then go for it. Like I said, a lot of this stuff, right, is also personal taste. You're gonna have to test it. Yeah. You know, you've given me an idea. I might go for it myself. You know, I might give it a try myself. Actually, that's an interesting idea. But I'll do that in Season 1, not now. Tonight, by the way, I hope that some of you will come and join me. I will not be streaming Diablo tonight, because nothing much to do anyway until the season drops. But I will actually be testing out Exo Primal. I've heard some good things about it, so please do come by tonight if you can, and join me. I'll be giving it a try on tonight's night stream, you know. So come come have a look at it. If you still want to support your favorite creator, of course. Good, get some sleep. My next show is not for another 7 hours. Perfect enough for you to rest and then come back. Yeah? Sleep, wake up, and then watch my show. No problem. You can watch it with your morning coffee. Yeah, my stream is ending in about 10 minutes. Well, basically after this dungeon. Ladies and gents, we went through several of these and never got a single unique. Love it. Love it, guys. And people dare say unique drop rate shouldn't increase. Ha! As I mentioned at the very start of the stream, If the strange deplorables and ne'er-do-wells want to be absolute failures, then by all means, I wish them well, but most of us have lives. Yeah, you guys should get some rest, so you can be here for my morning show, or the show in the morning. I don't care what the mobs are, they should die easily, in my opinion. As long as they exist in front of me, they should be dead.
Farewell, and good fortune.
Damn right, Day. That is the exact way to do things. How are you doing, by the way? So, like I said, tonight, Exoprimal, okay? We're going to try out the game. If you guys would care to join me, I know most people only follow me for Diablo content. I don't blame you for that. But if you guys get a chance, please do turn up. I would love the support tonight. Because, as you know, I am not a creator that's tied to one game. I do create for several games. So even in future, that'll be the same thing. I hope more people will tune in. Get some sleep, buddy. Get some sleep. Yeah, the rates are overtuned. This is again why I say enemy scaling is a problem. They should not do that. I feel that it's so silly to have that kind of scaling going around. But that's Blizzard for you. I have my own gang for Overwatch too, but thank you for the offer. I only play with my Asian bros. And Cass, of course. Ah yes, no uniques again. Great. What a successful day. Now then, let's have a look at the poll. So, 85% no, 15% yes out of 53 votes. So, how many people voted yes? Let's take 53 multiplied by 0.15. And we have roughly 8 people that voted yes. Yet we only received answers from 2, so I can't help but think of the rest of the 6 as trolls. But yeah, there you go. So, thank you all very much for joining me for stream today, and thank you to everybody who liked. We can see who the true supporters are, and who the ones who are not true supporters are, you know, but that's okay. Tonight, I'll be on Exoprimal, so thank you very much for joining me today. Let's see, let's play something different tonight, and we'll have some fun, yeah? But yes, this is the final result, ladies and gents. Most people think vulnerable should not be removed from the game. And I agree. I agree. Unless there is a solution present, which there isn't right now. So, you know, that is my stance. Thank you all very much. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you for liking my stream, sharing it out for those of you that did. I apologize for my throat's health and all that. I'll try and get better as soon as I can. So thank you all for supporting me, and I'll see you all this evening, you lovely people. Yeah? Catch you on Exoprimal. Let's have a look at the game tonight. Bye-bye.